Okay. Alright, so a little bit of prep work here. Two big strong springs. That should be fun. Alright, so the instructions say put a little soapy water on this piece before you try to squeeze it in here. So we'll give that a whirl, see what happens. So this is a bottle of leak detector I got for tires. So it's soapy water. Alright, so just a little soapy water and a screwdriver if you just kind of work around, get one side started, so this long side here, and then just kind of come in from this angle and just ease it in where you don't punch through it. It goes right in, no problem. Alright, so under the back here you can see there's already two holes in the frame that are ready to go, and then all we have to do is just lift up the center stand, get it into place, and then we'll slide this pin through, and then this is secured with an Allen head through this hole here. So not a lot to this part. We'll get a little grease on everything before we continue. Alright, so three things that require grease, of course, is this pin, then the spring retainer here, so this will hook onto the back, then the springs hook in here and go back to this hook, and then of course the pin goes through this sleeve here. So we'll just put a little grease on everything. I just use some white lithium grease. I like that just fine. Just paint everything up good. Again, this is not a, this is not a high pressure, high heat area on the back, so I don't have to get carried away with it here. I like white lithium grease. When the grease gets real dirty, it's pretty apparent. So if I ever need to take this off and clean it and re-grease it, this white lithium makes it pretty obvious that it's dirty, full of dirt, and needs to be cleaned and re-greased. Alright, so the pen is good. Put a little bit inside our sleeve here, both sides. And last but not least, a little bit on this spring pivot. Alright, so we'll lift the center stand up, get it in between these two holes in the frame. And now the pin goes in. Easy enough. And our 5mm Allen goes right here. Alright, so here's our 5mm Allen, which will go here. That just keeps this pan in, so put just a dab of Loctite on. Always blue, never red. Just a dab. Get it started by hand. Our 5mm Allen. This is a ball end. If I can hold this up and alright, that's snug. Okay, so you can see center stand's moving fine. So now we just set this on. And when we raise all this up, the springs just go in between here. Sounds easy. Actually, according to the directions, this goes on pointing down. Like so. Alright, so when we make a go of it, the spring, and there's two, so this one has a piece of, it's like fuel line on it. So we start with the one without the fuel line. So the bottom spring, the hook, is going to be pointed out. So it's going to go this way, and then we're going to hook it on the center stand, and then the other spring will go on the top the opposite way. So like so. So we'll start with the this guy, see how that works out. Alright, so we'll try these one at a time. See what kind of trouble that gets me in here. So we're gonna bring it up to get it as close as we can. All right. First time was a charm. All right. So let's try the big spring. So again, it's got to go opposite this first one, so this one's going to hook around to the back. And now we still got to get over the hook here. I gotta get in a better position. I moved the whole back. We'll try from this angle. Alright, let's try again. Well done. Third time was the charm, as always. Okay, well, let's test out the center stand. See how difficult it is here. So we're going to raise back up, put the kickstand up. Now we're going to push the center stand down. Make sure the back's good and level on the center stand. Then we're going to pick up and rock back. Easy money. Now you can clean those rims, maintain your chain. Same on the front. Just put a little weight on the back. Nice, I like it. Alright, so the center stand is installed. First of many accessories. I bought a lot of accessories this bike. Engine guard, fairing guard, the I guess they're sorta like hand protectors, you know, bark busters, all the luggage, side panniers, top case. But from studying all that and looking at it, and I would recommend it if you buy this bike, it looks like you really need to start at the bottom of the bike and kind of work your way up. So the center stand makes it easier to do all the other stuff. Next will be the frame guard, and then you can install the skid plate. Can't put on the skid plate without the frame guard. Can't put on the fairing guard without the... So the frame guard is pretty important. Or engine guard, whatever you want to call it. But yeah, really like it. So now we did that little job. I think it's time to go for a little ride. So this being a brand new bike and all, let's crank it up. And let it warm up a bit. It's not cold today, but the bike's cold. By the way, Honda did something interesting here. I didn't know about it. I own a lot of Hondas. This is your kill switch. A lot of people try to crank their bikes for days till they remember to reach up here and hit that. But Honda integrated the kill switch with the start button. So now this is also the start button. So little gas, hit it. Oh yeah. Let that warm up a minute and go for a little evening spin. Alright, I believe she's warmed up. Nice idle. Alright, so just go for a little easy ride. Still breaking this bike in. Had it a couple of weeks, hadn't really got to ride it a whole lot. Weather's been kind of cold, but it's warm today. So let's come off this this brand new center stand. We're just going to ease the bike forward. Perfect. Kickstand down now. This bike is not tall, but once you get the top case on, getting on and off this bike, it's going to be really hard to get your leg up that high. So what I like to do is come all the way to full left lock, and I like to hold the front brake in and just step on the passenger side or the right side foot peg and just slide my leg right over, just real easy, while I'm kind of pushing the bike this way. So, just like so. Alright. So we're going to check out our settings here. Go to riding mode. So we want, if I go down, the power goes down. If I go up, the power goes up. So we want engine braking to a minimum. We want traction control off. Alright. ABS, off-road. We want wide open everything. So we come back out to the main menu. Now we're going to push up on this button and cancel ABS rear wheel. Why it says RR, I have no idea. So I'm going to say yes, and then push to the right. You see it went off. So traction controls are off, ABS is off. This is front ABS. Once I get over 3 to 5 miles an hour, that's going to turn off, but traction control is going to stay off. So I really want to give you guys a kind of a good sound and see what this bike looks like when it's pretty much all that stuff's turned off. Alright, so here we go. Clutch is in. First gear. Little gas, ease out on the clutch. Smooth as silk. Split the dogs here. Well, tried to anyway. This thing just rides like a dream. I'm just telling you. Alright. Looks like the gracious folks at the county commissioner's office saw fit to give me some brand new pavement to test out. Alright, so the bike's not hot yet, so we don't want to be hot dogging. We're just going to ease through the gears here. So smooth. Pavement to worry about here too. They've only paved half the road, I see. Fourth gear. highway. I don't want to really do a whole lot of riding and all that on this bike. A lot of people have seen it and heard it. People are already doing that. I may do some in the future, but for just today, I just kind of wanted to get out here and stretch it out a little bit. We'll just see like how it does here, 0-60 or whatever. Mainly just to enjoy the ride and enjoy a new bike and let you hear it a little bit. So let's check it out. No music in the background. We're just going to listen to the engine and the wind here. Clutch is awesome. Basically steer this bike almost just entirely with your legs here. And once you get going in a good straight line, this bike really wants to stand up. It does not want to lean over. But man, it's so smooth. Third, watch for the gravel. Yeah, no bands. This bike's just rock steady. Me just trying to steer my legs is still difficult. That engine noise is coming through with wind, but this thing sounds a little throaty. So we got a little gravel road here, and of course traction control and ABS are off, but it's gonna ride this and stand up and just see how she feels under me. Gonna get in a second. 20 mile an hour in first. Well, I can tell you it ain't that dirt road for breakfast. But I didn't want to really rip it up. Not used to this bike yet. Still getting used to it. But 30 mile an hour on that rough dirt road like it was nothing. Listen to that engine. Woo! Yes, like it. Like I said, this bike is very stable. Just steering with my legs and the foot pegs here. And it's quite resistant. So let's get back to the house. It's enough playing around for the day, but let's get on it good right here. Kind of now she's good and warm. See how it sounds. All right, so we'll get on it a little bit here.